at that point or haven't done it. So we were trying to link with the heads of department to make sure that we were doing what they were doing. And they were also, every teacher was invited to the sessions if they wanted to come, and they all have access to the material. Yeah.
And then sort of linked to that, but this is sort of lower down, and it's just practice that I'm seeing in quite a few schools, is the idea that at the end of each lesson it's what have we learned today, what do we need to know next, and how will we do it, so that they're given, that the children are able to articulate what they're learning and how they've learned it, and also what they want to know next. And it's that middle bit, so how did I learn it, that kind of gets the pupils to think about their own metacognition.
That again comes with linking the teachers to asking the right questions to the pupils. So all the tutors, they were the ones that handed out these booklets last week. So everybody, all the teaching staff have been part of developing this and have seen all of this. So hopefully that they will then keep referring to that, especially when it comes to tests and the exams at the end of the year. We've also asked them to join us in the workshops, so that we're all trying to say the same things and the same messages, and I'll embed those things hopefully in the insets that are coming this year as well.
Jo, I was interested in two things. One is the example you did, was it for the medium term, using a sports-based or outward bound programme, when there's quite a lot of research that also says that the arts, that use it as more as an activity-based, physical activity, where a lot of evidence about well-being and arts-based programmes also it develops that interdisciplinary thinking. That's the first one.
Great idea. Thank you very much.
But the second one is, you very rightly say, nobody knows what the jobs of tomorrow are being. So we've got teachers who were taught potentially 20 years ago in a system that was very much 20th century, not 21st century, in a system and an exam system that's still in the 20th century. So you're teaching children in a particular way here, which I agree with, that they have to be a different sort of person and not necessarily be in the exam silo, but an exam system that channels them into the silo. How does that match with what you're saying?
Absolutely, and it's getting those two together that's the absolute key. Until if the exams are going to change, then we can change things in a completely different way, but at the minute they have to still pass those exams, so there has to be a focus on that rigour and doing that. But it doesn't mean that we can't create this well-rounded pupil within that, and it all comes down to making sure the curriculum is doing that. And the curriculum can, if we do cross-links, if we do collaboration, if we do more project work, if we do all of these other things, but it doesn't mean that we stop teaching this is how to answer an exam question, but you've got to get that passion, engagement into the subject first, and once you've got that, then we can build up to those exam techniques. But that's the long term. If the end goal isn't changing and the exams are staying as they are, paper-based in the hall, then we've still got to help the pupils get to that point. But it doesn't mean that we can't add in the creativity and making sure that we've got this broad curriculum that overlaps and allows us to do that. There's that sort of.
It just, I know speaking to senior employers in the past, for example, large banks where people are dealing with banks who deal with other banks, and I asked what's for the training, and they said we go for the person, we don't look at their qualification, we go for the person, and it's a particular skill set in terms of the individual rather than the bit of paper with the exam on. And you do wonder where that's all going. Yeah,
but I hope that by teaching them how to learn, then going to the medium term, they are going to be more self-aware. And that's what it is. Knowing them, knowing their skill set, knowing what they're about, and helping them to achieve that, will then, that's got to come with the subjects.
Maxine? Yeah, thinking absolutely. But then one of the things that we're talking about is that assessment of skill set, if you like.
Yeah.
And in the long term, we're looking at curriculum review.
Yeah.
So how much of that can we use now to consider what our curriculum offer is going to be in future, because I think for me, we've got to look at that very seriously, along with the skill set of the pupils, to make sure that we're not trying to fit children into certain boxes. So giving them the skills that we're talking about is absolutely paramount, but it also offering a curriculum diet that matches those skills and the future needs,
Yeah.
I think is also paramount. And I know that's part of your long term,
Yeah.
but actually, for me, I think we need to be pushing that a little bit further down within our short-term and medium-term planning as well.
So before you answer, Jo, I'd like to come in on that
Yeah.
and say, in your triangle,
Yeah.
for me the thing that was missing
Yeah.
was the governing body.
Yeah.
We are part of the learning community,
Yeah.
and therefore, in order for us to make strategic decisions
Yeah.
about our core business, which is delivering education,
Yeah.
we need to be part of that triangle.
So you need to be in the middle.
Mm.
So I can change that picture.
Mm.
So teachers, parents, pupils, you need to be there so that you're seeing each. So you're seeing it from each of those.
Or even teachers becoming school,
School, yeah,
which includes all of us,
All of us.
and also actually
Oh, yeah.
includes other people other than teachers.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because a lot
Yeah,
of the
you're
skills that
right.
you're talking about,
Yeah,
I suspect you'll find that the pupils are using those skills with the dinner ladies, sitting
Yeah.
down and having a chat, and with the matronic staff,
absolutely.
and including them in as part of that. I think is also quite important.
That's a great idea. But I think I've used the triangle because
Yeah.
every time I've done an inset or I'm trying to, that's where it's come from. But if I change that to school, then that does,
School community.
School
Yeah.
community.
yeah.
Okay.
Are there any other questions for Jo, please?
No, but I've got some ideas from when
Yes.
you're talking.
Thank you. You can